this thing going here. Sorry, I'm a little frazzled because my audio didn't pop up last time and it pissed me off. All right, let's hope this works. Okay, are we headed towards a crash? I don't know. I don't think so. Not here. Maybe in the other parts of the country. And we'll find out a little bit more as we go through this, but these stories are popping up. I just watched this guy on Saks Realty and they're talking about PB. If it gets gutted, then that could screw up a lot of things. CFPB is a governing body or a regulating body for the mortgage industry. And they have to make sure everything is the Dodd-Frank and all these other things are done so that we are protecting the consumer. And Doge collapses this organization, maybe this will do it. But it's not just that. It's all about the politics, etc. And I don't get into that, which is why I just watch it, but I don't really listen to it. A lot of it talks about the Fed rates and the housing ability. And they're saying that investors are only 15% of the problem of the homes that were bought in 2024. But in certain areas, they're buying more. Like in Florida, they bought more over the last 4 or 5 years, more than 15%. Like in Austin and places where there was massive growth, investors flocked to it and made it hard for people to buy first-time or new home buyer homes because they just bought it cash versus first-time home buyer buying FHA with 3.5% down. It just made it more difficult. So these guys right here are saying that investors are slowing home purchase just like everybody else, but it's also pointing towards Florida. It's not just Florida. Florida's having problems because they're having the HOA problems, but they're also having hurricane and insurance problems. And just like in California with the wildfires, there's people that are just walking away saying, I'm done with Florida because it's just getting hit every year with massive hurricanes. And it's not fun for me anymore. Probably want to go to Houston or wherever to enjoy sub environment, or maybe the Caribbean islands somewhere, but they have hurricanes too. So there's never a perfect thing, right? So Scotsman Guide is a news media outlet, talks to the mortgage industry, and it talks about what's going on in just interest rates and CFPB and all these other things that are going on for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Realty Times is more towards us. It's more of a consumer-facing product, magazine or media outlet. And they're saying the same thing. Home purchase declined slightly nationwide. That's because rates have been high for so long. Last week, rates went down, so maybe that'll change it. If we do go into a recession, that means things will reset, and that means rates will come down slightly. Probably not down to 3%, definitely not down to 4%, and definitely is not a definitely. Never say definitely, but maybe 5.5%, 6%. That's going to be the new norm. And with that means more buyers will hit the market, which means demand goes up, competition goes up, and prices go up. So that will not be the greatest thing for home buyers, but for home sellers. Okay, Cupertino House of the Week. This one right here, Hyannisport, not my listing, $3.2 million. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,200 square feet, built in 1963. And the best thing about this, which isn't really all that great, is it is facing Kennedy Junior High. And I think it's on the corner. It's on No, I think it's the second house in. Yeah, it's the second house in from Bub. And Bub is a fairly busy street. It's a major artery to get all these people onto the freeway. So there you go. And then take a quick look at these houses here, or these pictures. This is nicely updated. It looks like somebody lived here for a while and updated it to their looks and feels. I like the kitchen. Not really great with gray. It's nicely decked. It's nicely adorned. The cabinetry looks nice, little accent walls, purpose-built room for the office. Nice. I have the same tile, but that one's done better than mine. A nice little pergola, or it has a nice little heater built in. That's cool. I like that idea. But yep, there you go. And your neighbor has a pool. That's the best way to have it, is become friends with your backdoor neighbor and let them put a gate into your backyard fence here, and then you can use their pool. Okay, let's see. Blewett, still on the market. This is Willow Glen House of the Week, not my listing. 6 bedrooms, 6.5 baths, 4,500 square feet, still $4.5 million. This thing is not selling, and the reason why is because it's overpriced. And we talked about this in my last video, and I tried to get video or audio on. The reason why it's not selling is overpriced for the area, even though it's brand spanking new, built in 2024. They took it, probably overpaid for it, an old house, like an old smaller 1,000 square foot house, and they tore that down, put this huge home on it, and now they're trying to sell it for a profit. And that's why they're stuck at 4.5 because they don't want to lose money. So there you go. Luxury home of the week is Lupine, not my listing, $25 million, 8-bedroom, 2.5 baths, 10,000 square acres, 10,000 square feet, and almost 2 acres built in 8. And this thing is gorgeous, guys. You got to look at this thing. A little bit too many photos for my taste. You get the box brownie background with the nightscape. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the silly backgrounds, but there you go. But this house is just gorgeous. It has a wine cellar, has, I think, a pool room, it has a movie room. Look at that. It has your waiter, your butler waiting on you. Nice. Has a workout room, huge bathroom. And then there's your wine cellar, tennis court, and basketball court, and a 4-car garage for your Teslas. There you go. Okay, and then this right here, we'll go into it real quick. It's a 12-month or 12 Bay Area County weekly sales report. Alameda came back down to normal numbers. Remember last week I was showing you that these numbers were out of whack, so they're coming back, so don't pay too much attention to this. We have almost 1,000 sales year to date, and last week we had 146 in Santa Clara County. We're still the second most expensive place to live in the Bay Area, and in contract we have 1,264. Of that, we have this year so far we have 2,000 new listings for sale, right? Inventory is catching up, but we still need to be at 2,000 homes for sale at any given time for it to be a balanced market. So we're still underwhelmingly low. We're at about 1,000 homes. I think it was 900 last week when I looked at it. This is an alarming little number right here, but it's only because these numbers will fluctuate every week. In the beginning of the month and the end of the month, the numbers tend to smooth out. But because we're in the middle of the month, first third of the month, these numbers are jumping up because it's assuming that there's a certain amount of homes for sale at any given time. So these numbers will smooth out, just so you know. So don't go get all freaky. 23 months, Santa Clara County, we're at 7.2 months. We're at a buyer's market. No, it has to be a buyer's market for 3 months, which is six months inventory for 3 months in a row for it to become a buyer's market. So don't freak out.